Welcome back now. Here's a real treat for y'all. Our backstage pass this time is with the Austin-based five-piece Wheeler Brothers. Their debut record, Portraits, has generated buzz all over the scene. Now let's get to know these guys a little bit better.
Long story short, after we all got out of college, we all started working our separate jobs. Drummer Pat was here, went and worked with their family construction business, and Tyler did the same. And I went back to Houston and started working in finance. And oh my God, it was terrible. Every weekend we commuted to get together to play music. Every weekend, and that commute just eventually got strenuous enough that we all just said, all right, let's disrupt what we're doing. Everybody quit our jobs pretty much in the same 2 weeks and all moved into a house together. And we started putting these songs together a little bit at a time. Our whole thing was we didn't want to rush anything. We didn't have any sort of, we weren't attached to a record label. It was entirely do it yourself at the time. So we just kind of let the songs come out as they came out and, worked at our own pace. As the songs started to unravel a little bit, eventually we had a song called Portraits. Decided to name the first record Portraits.
When that junk is locked you up and a Texas ghost is not enough, I want you to think back upon the portraits of your past. I need no witnesses to bury this old house.
The record kind of reads like a collection of imagery, and each song kind of has a different taste and flavor and tell different stories. So our idea was to kind of blend all of those different kind of genres together, and I think that song represents an appropriate blend of those, really.
The recording process actually took a while because we were recording and writing at the same time as opposed to just banging it out.
We were going into the studio with like songs half written and kind of figuring them out in the studio, which is a lot of fun, but we figured that out to not be the most efficient way to go about it.
Not the most cost efficient.
Not the cheapest way to go about it. So we just took a lot of time off and really worked it out and got back in the studio 6 months later and finished it.
One of the tracks on Portraits, the very last track actually, is called Ghost in the Valley. We stop at a gas station on the way home and Danny grabs a bottle of wine and disappears up into his room for about 4 hours. And came back down in the middle of the night and threw down this piece of paper and was like, I wrote this song.
There's a hole in the valley and I sneak out every night.
But it's a pretty unique one as well in terms of instrumentation. I mean, you started playing the bells on it. I was like, yeah, banjo and bells, that works, We eventually snuck in horns and other instruments, which we absolutely just don't know how to play.
That song kind of stands out. Another thing I realized as you were talking about this is how much we didn't intend to, but I guess growing up in Texas, how much of that actually comes through the music, whether we tried to or not.
We're like with Focus is another song that's like, it's not a country song, but it is a song a little bit about Texas. It's, I guess.
It's like growing up in the wintertime in the South, really, so.
Cold came with the winter early. It covered our city in snow.
The writing process is actually pretty interesting. I mean, we all live under the same house, say AJ or Danny or me will come up with an idea on our own and we will, just bring it to the round table and we all kind of sit down and build the structure from there. Or sometimes, some of us write most of the song on their own. I mean, we work it out pretty much both ways.
Oh, I miss the sunshine. I miss the breeze upon my shoulder. Come carry me away.
I think we kind of lovingly call it the round table, although it's kind of like...
Even though it literally is a round table.
Is a big round kitchen table where we sit around and usually get stuff out on the acoustic and then move it into the jam room as soon as everyone's comfortable with it. But there's no formula for us, really.
Yeah.
That's part of our new plan from here out is to be much more deliberate about it, to go in and not go in with unpolished material.
But first album, no regrets.
No regrets.
Do it right way.
Keep it right here, folks. Billy Joe Shaver, our Texas legend, is next.